a celebration in New York City this weekend. The rainbow fought its way through the partly cloudy skies in Midtown Manhattan. The grills were fired up, filling the air with the fragrance of the freshly grilled woke wiener. As the celebration continued down the streets of Manhattan, the air, it was filled with a different kind of aroma. As the celebration neared ABC Studios, the air was filled with a fragrance that can only be provided by the whoopee cushion from The View. Remember last Friday when there were reports of a possible earthquake in the New York City metro area? You guys remember that? My inside sources tell me that was not an earthquake. That was the whoopee cushion hiking her leg and unleashing her boodle breeze. The celebration this weekend, it was rather confusing because it was organized by Don Lemon, an event organized by Donnie to celebrate Donnie, and the reason it was so confusing is because Donnie doesn't really have much to celebrate. If the Sour Lemon was organizing a funeral to bury his mainstream media career, I would understand the celebration. But we buried Donnie's media career last year when he was fired by CNN after years and years of being paid a 7-figure salary to draw ratings in the 6 figures. Several years ago, during his prime years of collecting woke welfare at CNN, Don Lemon, he made a startling discovery. After months of investigative journalism, after months of painstaking research, Donnie, he revealed the biggest threat to America. Now, according to Donnie, the biggest threat to America, it was not the southern border. This discovery, it was made during the Trump administration when the southern border was closed tighter than a straight man's wallet at Club Shay Shay. According to Donnie, America's biggest problem, it wasn't located in the Middle East. It wasn't a potential conflict with Mother Russia and Vlad Putin. This was a couple of years before the conflict in Ukraine. Donnie made this discovery before anyone had heard of Aunt Fauci. With tears in his eyes and fear in his voice, Don Lemon explained to the dozens of people watching him what he believed to be the biggest threat to America. Watch for yourself.
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized to the right. And we have to start doing something about them. There is no travel ban on them. There is no ban on, they had the Muslim ban. There is no white guy ban. So what do we do about that?
Oh no! What do we do with these melanin lacquers? They are the biggest threat to democracy. I'm so scared. Fortunately, being the brilliant journalist that he is, Don Lemon came up with a master plan to solve this threat to democracy. Well, Casey, did he draft legislation for a white man ban? Oh, quite the opposite. Don Lemon, he didn't ban the white man, he married one. Don Lemon was so threatened, he was so scared, that he entered into holy matrimony with this media-created enemy. I guess Donnie lives his life by the old adage, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I mean, can't get much closer to this media-created enemy than sharing a bed with him. As delusional as this is, it is not the biggest delusion that we have seen from Don Lemon this year. Hell, it's not the biggest delusion that we have seen from Don Lemon in the last 30 days. Last month, Donnie was excited for the premiere of the Don Lemon Show, which was going to launch on Twitter. Back in January, Elon Musk, he agreed to a deal with the Sour Lemon, which would bring him to his platform. Now, no one could figure out why Elon Musk would agree to this deal. Since he was fired by CNN, I have yet to see one person clamoring for the return of Don Lemon. Pollution levels in the television airwaves, they have dropped by 10-15% with the elimination of Donnie's toxic mouth farts. Now, normal people were confused. They didn't understand this partnership between Elon and Donnie. And it didn't take Elon Musk very long to figure out why not a single mainstream media outlet had offered a job to Don Lemon. Before his first episode was released, which was an interview with Elon Musk, Don Lemon, he was fired by Twitter. Well, Casey, he wasn't fired. Elon Musk just canceled the deal. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing as getting fired. I'm sure Don Lemon looks at it as a promotion. Remember when he was demoted at CNN from primetime to morning television? Donnie called that a promotion. The rest of us called it the beginning of the end. According to Elon Musk, at least initially, he fired Don Lemon because Don Lemon was trying to bring CNN to Twitter. According to Don Lemon, the deal fell through because Elon Musk was afraid of free speech. About a week later, Elon Musk, he revealed the real reason that Don Lemon was fired. Donnie made a list of what Elon Musk and the other 330 million people living in this country considered to be unreasonable demands. Listen to these demands. You tell me if you would be willing to acquiesce to these demands just to have a taste of the sour lemon. Donnie, he wanted a $5 million signing bonus along with an $8 million salary. Now, if Don Lemon was demanding this money in exchange for going away, Elon Musk might have agreed to it. But you want me to pay you $13 million for you to be here every week? Forget about it. Donnie, he also demanded a Tesla Cybertruck. Now, my inside sources, they tell me that he wanted this Cybertruck so he could give a ride to the Star Trek virgin Mike Freeman to help in his quest to seduce R2-D2. I mean, that damn Millennium Falcon, it can outrun the average vehicle. If Mikey had the Cybertruck, he would have a better chance at catching and seducing Luke Skywalker in his magical lightsaber. He also wanted equity in Twitter and the power to shape company policy. Translation? Donnie wanted to silence dissenting voices on Twitter. He wanted to eliminate what he calls hate speech, all in the name of saving democracy. He also demanded a trip to Las Vegas on a private jet along with free drinks and massages for he and his fiancée. I guess it makes sense now why Donnie had to get married in the streets of New York City. When he found out that Elon Musk wasn't going to subsidize his wedding, Donnie decided it would be cheaper to exchange vows next to all the piles of trash littering the streets of New York. In his negotiations with Elon Musk, Don Lemon overvalued himself. Hell, overvalued, that's an understatement. Don Lemon, he went into these negotiations thinking that he was Joe Rogan when he had the leverage of Caitlin Collins. Katie Roo! Katie Roo! Donnie quickly found out Katie Roo has no leverage. The first episode of the new and improved Don Lemon Show, it was an interview with Elon Musk. The interview pulled over 2 million views on Twitter and 1.5 million views here on YouTube. Everybody, yeah, rock your Donnie, yeah, everybody, Donnie's back, all right, woohoo, yes, yes, yes. In the midst of his delusions, Don Lemon thought that he was the reason people were watching this show. Yeah, can you believe it? The dude responsible for tanking CNN's primetime lineup. The dude responsible for setting the lowest ratings in the history of morning television at CNN. That guy thought people were tuning into this interview with Elon Musk to watch him. Unfortunately for Donnie, didn't take him very long to figure out that no one cares about Don Lemon. Episode 2, it was an interview with Kara Swisher. Well, KC, who in the hell is Kara Swiffer? Is she related to Taylor Swiffer? Are they the Swiffer sisters? No, Kara Swisher, she's a veteran journalist. She's worked for all the major woke media outlets, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Vox Media. She currently hosts a podcast that no one listens to, which might explain why her interview with Donnie failed to capture mainstream attention. Episode 2 of the Don Lemon Show, 190,000 views on Twitter, over 100,000 on YouTube. It was so bad, Kara Swisher, she refused to promote her appearance. Now, I'm no expert in math, but that looks like a decline of around 90%. According to the New York Post, Don Lemon is struggling so bad, the ad revenue generated is barely covering the cost of production. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the Don Lemon Show. Judging by these numbers, I'm going to assume that you haven't. But let's just say the production values are Well, to be kind, let's just say the production values are not expensive. The show looks like it's filmed in Donnie's dungeon. There is a noticeable echo, there's very little substance. To make matters worse, there's absolutely nothing entertaining about this show. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. About an hour ago, Don Lemon, he uploaded his latest episode. He opens the show by discussing the biggest threat to America, white Christian nationalists. Watch for yourself.
God and politics. No one is fanning the flames more than Donald Trump and his MAGA army. Kurt Bardella is also here. He's a former spokesperson and senior advisor for the Republicans on the House Oversight Committee. But he left the party back in 2017 in disgust, and he has since served as an advisor for the Democratic National Committee. For some time now, he has been warning everyone about the far right's embrace of Christian nationalism and a plot called Project 2025.
Representative, I'm going to start with you because I want to know, how does it feel as a devout Christian when you see someone like the former president, President Trump, selling Bibles to help pay for his legal bills?
Yeah, Donald Trump was spending Holy Week peddling these Trump Bibles so that he could raise enough money to pay these jury-awarded damages.
This show is so boring, it has me falling asleep on my own show. The episode was uploaded on YouTube about an hour ago. 452 views. 452 views in 1 hour. Now, the channel you're watching right now averages 452 views in 10 to 15 minutes. Saturday afternoon, this channel did 100,000 views in 4 hours. Well, KC, I don't know why you're bragging. Don Lemon has more subscribers than you do. Yeah, let me tell you the difference. I started from nothing. I had no backing from the mainstream media. I had no name recognition. I'd be willing to bet Don Lemon has spent thousands and thousands of dollars advertising his show. You know how much I spend on advertising? My audience advertises the channel. Last month, over 10,000 of you guys shared my videos. That advertising is far more effective than anything I could pay for, and I greatly appreciate it. CNN, they did Donnie a favor a couple of weeks ago and let him appear on the network. He was able to promote his show in front of dozens of potential new viewers and whoever was watching in airports. Now, of course, I would never waste my time appearing on CNN, but it was free promotion for Donnie. He was given an interview with Elon Musk, and yet somehow, a media veteran like Donnie, someone who has been doing this for decades, he's getting beaten by some dumbass who is sitting in his backyard studio? How is that possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. There's another big difference between me and Don Lemon: authenticity. Don Lemon is not authentic. Don Lemon isn't believable. I have no problem telling you guys when I get something wrong. If I'm wrong about something and you point it out to me, I'll be the first one to admit it. How many times have you seen Don Lemon admit when he's wrong? I just showed you a video where he claims the biggest threat to America is the white man or white Christian nationalist. Then he goes out and marries a white dude, and he wonders why people think he lacks authenticity. He wonders why no one is watching him. If viewership doesn't improve, I give Don Lemon, what is this, April? I give him 6 months. By the end of the year, the new and improved Don Lemon show, it will no longer exist. Why? Because it's far too damaging to his ego. The failure is too damaging to his ego. But give me your thoughts on this. Viewership for Don Lemon declines by 90%. Does Donnie have a chance? Will he be able to build and maintain an audience? If not, how long do you think the Don Lemon show will survive? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.